So good day everyone. I'm Joel Ruiz Diaz from Section C MWF 2 to 3 p.m. So um, today we will talk all about Chapter 4, uh, the Bureau of Correction RA 10575, Section 2, Declaration of Policy. It is the policy of state to promote the general welfare and safeguard that is basic right of every prisoner incarcerated in our national penitentiary. It is also recognize the responsibilities to the state to strengthen government capability aimed towards the institutionalization of highly efficient and competent correctional service. So that is the um, declaration of policy. So definition of terms. Safekeeping. Safekeeping is custodial, prominent, not the Bucor present corrections systems shall refer to the acts of that ensure the public, including families of inmates and their victims, that national inmates are provided with their basic needs completely incarceratedly from further committing criminals act and have been totally cut off from their criminal network. Reformation is the rehabilitation components of the Bucor represent correction shall system shall refer to the act which ensures the public that released national inmates are no longer harmful to community by becoming reformed individual prepared to live a normal and productive life upon reintegration to the mainstream society. Section 22. Implementation. The implementation of its act shall be undertaken in staggered phases, but not to exceed 5 years, taking into consideration that financial position of the government, provide that any partial implementation shall be informed and proportionate for all ranks. Section 23, Implementing Rules and Regulation. The DOJ, in the coordination with Bucor, the DBM, and the Department of Finance, shall, within 90 days from the effective of the Act, promulgate the rules of regulation necessary to implement the provision of the Act. So, if any portion of provision of this act is declared unconstitutional of the other provision not effective hereby, order, rules, and regulation, and other insurance or parts thereof, which are inconsistent with the provision of this act, are hereby deemed repeated, amended, or modified accordingly. Section 28, Effectively Clause. This act shall take effect 15 days after the complete publication in the official Gazette or the list to newspapers of general circulation, whichever comes. Good conduct time allowance. What is good conduct time allowance? Good conduct time allowance, or GCTA, is a sentence reduction provision afford prisoners who show good behavior, and it has been existent in since 1906. Act 1533 provided from the diminution of sentences imposed upon prisoners in consideration of good conduct and diligence. 24 years later, the RPC, a legal code governing crimes and punishment, was signed into law, incorporating good conduct, time allowance for any prisoner in any penal situation. Citing a 1908 decision, the SC said that the law served a double purpose to encourage the convict in effort to reform and induce habits of industry and good conduct into person beyond one sentence and aid to discipline various jail and penitentiaries. Republic Act number 9263, an act providing the professionalization of the Bureau of Fire Protection or BFP, the Bureau of Jail Management and the Penology Act number 975, providing funds thereof and for others, and Section 1 title, this act shall be known as the Bureau of Fire Protection and Bureau of Jail Management and Penology Professionalization Act of 2004. Section 2, Declaration of Policy and Principle. It is declared policy of the state to maintain peace and order, protect life, liberty, and property, and promote the general welfare essential for the enjoyment by all the people of the blessing of democracy. Moreover, it recognizes the responsibility of the state to strengthen government capability aimed towards the strengthening of the delivery of basic services. It provides for under Republic Act number 6975, otherwise known as the Department of the Interior and Local Government Act 1990, that the lack of fire protection and jail management and penology shall be responsibility of the Bureau of Jail and Management and Penology or BJMP, respectively. Section 13, Implementation. The implementation of this act shall be undertaken in staggered phases, but not to exceed 3 years, taking into consideration the financial position of the national government, provided that any partial implementation shall be uniform and proportionate for all ranks. Section 14, Implementing Rules and Regulation. The DILG, in the coordination with the BFP and BJMP and CDC, the Department of Budget and Management or DBM, and the Department of Finance or DOF, shall be necessary to implement the provision of the Act. Custody. So, custody, the guardianship of someone or something. The property was placed into custody of a trust. So, custody is the protective guardianship of any or something or any for a person or a witness or a property or any admin in jail. Someone who are in custody has been taken into custody, has been arrested, and is being kept in prison until of custody orders. Legal custody and physical custody. Legal custody, which means who makes important decision for your children like health, care, education, and welfare. While physical custody, which means who your children live with. So, the rehabilitation for youth, RRCY. This is the residential facility for children in conflict with the laws, ages 15 years old and below 18. The center aims to provide the resident the ambience of home for the reinformation. So their vision to enable to youth the offender restore their social function and the lives of normal life through integration, reunification to their family, relatives, and become the productive member of the community and society. Their mission to provide social protect to disadvantaged youth ages over 90 years old and 18 below years to need appropriate care, guidance, supervision, rehabilitation, and development through alternatives from a parent's care with a coordination with the local government units of social workers and other stakeholders. So their goals to provide 24 individual and care and group care treatment rehabilitation service under the guidance of trained staff where residents are cared for on a structured care of protection provision of protective rehabilitation and development of programs and service for them to acquire social and development skills.